Elon Musk brings his child to the Oval Office. Is this just cute, or is there something much more deeper behind of it? This is the topic of this video. Let's get started. If you followed yesterday's news, you saw that Elon Musk was in the Oval Office, and as you can tell, he distinguished himself with his clothing, with his weird attitude. This is all, you can watch this in other news, in other YouTube channels. But in this video, I am particularly focusing on him bringing his child everywhere for years. And I keep talking about this, and this was again another PR stunt. Why do I say that? Let's analyze this, and let's analyze the meaning why he keeps bringing his child from Grimes. Is that how it's pronounced? Grimes? His ex-wife, who is in very, very horrible separation, divorce battles, and actually literally not showing his child to Grimes, to his mother. So there's a very nasty divorce going on between the two. I believe even threatening her or not having her get the custody. I believe there's some nasty stuff going on that he's really kind of pretty much pressuring her in a very nasty way. And so I really hope that she has the strength to keep pushing against him for her children. I'm pretty sure she's so regretting all of this, but I digress. So in any case, if you noticed for several years, in every conferences, in every large event, in any event that he's attending to, important ones that is, notice that he always brings his son from Grimes with him. And by the way, he has 12 children total from, I don't know how many wives, is it not 3? From 3 different women, he has total of 12 children. And he keeps producing more children because he has this very psychotic, weird thoughts why he's doing that. He's absolutely out of his mind. Why would you bring so many children to this world if you're not even there, if they never see you? And what makes Grimes' child different than all the other 11 children that he has? In any case, I digress again. What he does is that, as I mentioned this since the last 6 years in all my videos about him, pointing out who he really is and calling him out who he really is, nothing more than a PR genius and PR con man, because he is not this genius that he make people to believe. Again, I keep saying this from me, someone who was always in the Ivy League, from studies all the way until my career. What he's doing is not that complicated. People with some brains can figure this out. We are scientists. Like, I am talking as a scientist here. This is not something out of this world what he's doing, okay? He's not this genius that he makes people to believe. But what he is, he's a genius of PR. He knows how to play the media. He knows how to play the system. He knows how to play people. A con man, that's what he is. And the moment he has consequences of his action that he has to speak to or address, for example, the exploding windows of the Cybertruck in the conference right behind of him, the car window literally exploded and broken down. The moment he said it will never, ever, ever break down, and then he broke it literally down behind of him at the gigantic conference presenting the Cybertruck. So in any conferences that he needs to address something important, if something is against him or if the media starts to feel a little bit there's something fishy here, or when people start to kind of question him, 2 reasons. One, to distract the media, he brings his child into the picture. Number one, distracting the media. And you can tell this, I mean, it's right there. You can see it. He distracts from important questions, and we have important questions. You got to answer these questions. What the heck are you doing with our data, with our most sensitive private data, like social security numbers, addresses, health information? It goes on. And he has this type of access that no one has seen coming, and no one voted for this. No one voted for this. You can tell as much as you can scream out of your lung that we have voted for this. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody would ever had guessed in our lives. How would you guess a coup? How would you guess that someone so out of his mind, he would literally take over our government? Like, how can our Treasury Department and the government, like, how can you just even think that? No, we did not vote for this. You are a nobody. You have no business in the government. You have not even a clearance. Forget about any position in the government. What makes it up to you to decide what is wasteful or not? Oh, let me see. Yeah, the USAID who investigated you, that's fraud. Oh, the FAA who investigated you because of your exploding rockets, that's fraud. Has to go. Oh, and by the way, of course, the EPA, right? The environment, who you screw the environment without getting proper permission to destroy with your exploding rockets an island environment, noise out of scale, and you don't care. And of course they have to go because it's fraud. Of course. And the consumer protection, right? Of course they have to go because the cars are exploding. Teslas are exploding, people get locked in, people burn in fire, they're just driving into hills because why? Because the Teslas cannot do the job, has literally crappy products that he is producing. And so I would never, after all the news which somehow completely disappear from the news, this important Tesla, and I have a collection. Every time I see the news, I take screenshots and I save it because these news disappear. I'm telling you guys, even his picture with that, I keep forgetting his name. What is this pedophile who died? That guy, he had a picture together, and after that, this picture literally evaporated in the media, in the news, nowhere to be found. Why do I know that? Because I saw it with my eyes, and I believe I took a screenshot of that, but later on I wanted to make a video on this and I tried to search the internet. It wasn't there, nowhere to be found, nowhere. So stuff like this disappears. So he knows how to play the media, and therefore he is also coming back to this child distracting the media. Number one. Number two, and this is absolutely important, because he needs to play the media somehow. There are severe questions, very important questions, and he has to address to these questions and address these important issues. But and the moment he gets some sort of attack by the people or dislike by the people or like questioning from the people, he has this as a effect that he's trying to accomplish. He's trying to soften the room. He's trying to soften people's perception of him. He's trying to soften that he's not this brutal evil who has you can tell from his face, this a weird plastic surgery that he got. He's getting more strangely looking. And I'm not going to go any further into that. I already said what I just said. But he tries to soften his image, not as this horrendous evil, but as this father with this child, and look how lovely he is, and he has a good heart. He really has a good heart, and he wants to make something good for this world, and he wants to make something good for the people, for humanity, right? Like his first pitch, like the electrical cars, like for humanity, right? Yeah, and the rockets, right, to Mars, right, for humanity, right? Because everyone can go to Mars, correct? Yeah, of course. Yeah. So what about Starlink? He puts the rockets out to make the entire world, the entire space, to be possessed with Starlink. He owns the space. He's the Amazon of the space with Starlink. That's why Ukraine starts now to like, oh my God, we don't want to be dependent on, because he threatened Ukraine because of Starlink. He has now leverage over it and said, we can screw you over. And that's why Ukraine starts to feel like, okay, I have to not be depending on Starlink so much, because they will screw us over. Do you see? This is the game of, I am not this evil person. He psychologically manipulates you. That's a narcissism 101. Manipulating people into believing that he is a good person. He is not this evil person who only thinks about himself. Destroying lives, destroying children, make them die from hunger, make them die without vaccine, making people die because of their disabilities, lack of education, lack of food from schools, right? He literally took over and blocked the Congress from entering the Department of Education. This is all the plan of the Project 25. We will get into that another video. We will dive deeper into Project 25. If you're interested in that, let me know. And we go step by step. Every single thing is literally, the 100-day action plan is executed like on point. And I wished that all Congress members would have executed their stuff to serve people like on point, as these GOP executing on point the Project 25 for 100 days. They are on schedule, destroying the United States, and no one voted for that. No one. And if you believe that there is, and I saw this in comments, like people believe that, yeah, corruption, yeah, we will destroy the corruption. Have you, the GOP, look in the mirror? That's one. And number two, as I just said and keep saying it, why USAID? Because they investigate Musk. Why FAA? Because they investigate Musk. Why EPA? Investigate Musk. They all are why the Consumer Protection Bureau? Because they investigate Musk for his crappy products that he's producing. People die in his products, full stop. And destroying all of this, it's out of this world. It's uneven imaginable. So he wants to play the psychology of people, but we are not this dumb. We already see through it. We know what he's doing. We know he's a con man, and we know that he is manipulating people of, oh, this man with this child, right? He is not this evil. He has this heart. He's a father, right? Because for some reason in America, this being a father a child at this, that is a title for some reason. You can see this in all. I don't understand this. I am a father, I'm a son, I'm a grandfather, I'm a this, I'm that, I'm a husband. Like, what? Aren't these normal things? I don't understand. This is like normal life stuff, right? Like, why would you put this as titles? I don't understand. I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a grandmother, I'm a wife. Like, why are these things titles for some reason, putting on social media handles? I don't get it. Anyway, so in any case, he's using his fatherhood as a title to distract people from their view of him being a con man and screwing people over like this evil person. He wants to play the room and play the game, manipulating people. And that's why he keeps bringing his child from Grimes into all of these important meetings. Okay, now let's talk about from the child perspective. This is brutal. This child didn't want to be there. You can tell he wants to get out of there. He has no business there. Not only from any security clearances reasons, like, I don't know, maybe he put, I don't know, some stuff in his pocket, right? I don't know, like microphone or whatever. Like, forget about the security clearance stuff from security reasons. But also, you can just bring a child into that, and for the entire press conference, bores to death. He doesn't want to be there. He's hanging on to him. You can't do this to a child. How old is he? He'll put his jacket on this little baby, like this little kid. What are you doing? Why are people not outraged about this? Why are people not outraged about this? Having a child in like a business, meetings, conferences, loud crowd and people, and I don't know. This child's environment is not this environment. He needs to be with his family, with mother, I don't know, siblings or cousins, what have you, but not with you in gigantic conferences and surrounding himself with adults and lengthy press conferences. You can't do that. And he does this since he was a little baby, like a little kid. He'd do this since years, if you follow. And it bothers me to my stomach, like to my soul, like to my core, that this child, what are you doing? You can't do that to a child. Am I the only one so outraged about this? Forget about this stuff that he tries to play the media, whatever. Yeah. We are not dumb. Okay, yeah, we are adults. We are not dumb. You can't play us. You're an evil person. You screw lives. You will make other children die because you want to enrich yourself. That's what the bottom line is. You make people and children die because of your greed. No, we don't buy you. This lovely father doesn't just apply like that. Fatherhood means something else, means a larger thing. Just doesn't apply just for your child. Motherhood, the same thing. But on this side, I care more about the child. This is child abuse. If this is not child abuse, I don't know what is. You cannot let this child be together with adults in the same room for so long time, and with the conferences, what have you. And no, we don't buy your destruction. So raise up, raise your voice, speak out, speak loud. Let's save the children. Not only his children that is really endangering, but also all children in this world.